Hey, what's up guys? Johnny, what Tyson Foods has just done explains everything about the future of America's job market and the food in which we consume.
Tyson Foods announced it will be closing the fresh meats plant there. It's currently the largest employer in town.
Over 1,000 Tyson Food employees will lose their jobs in June.
This is absolutely mind-blowing. So last year they laid off 4,200 workers. Then today they laid off another 1,200 workers. Now they've committed to hiring 52,000 asylum seekers.
It already employs about 42,000 immigrants and refugees.
And of the 52,000 asylum seekers, they'll be paying $16.50 per hour wage, as well as benefits, health benefits, dental benefits. On top of that, they'll be putting forward $1.5 million a year for legal aid services, providing for its new employees temporary housing, on-site childcare, transportation, relocation stipend, and paid time to attend court hearings to adjust to their new homes.
The company is really investing in a lot of services for them to try and convince them, you may make only $16.50 an hour to start, but this is a good job.
Now this might seem, like a big deal for some people. But what if I were to tell you this is a drop in the bucket compared to what's actually happening that's going to impact all 330 million Americans, whether you are a retiree, whether you are a tech worker, where you think, okay, this is a factory job, it doesn't really impact me so much. No. This whole entire thing is going to be, and it's going to envelope the entire U.S. economy. I'm going to break this down for you. I'm going to give you the facts and show you just where we're going as a country. Please hit the like button, YouTube will share this content to educate the people about what's really going on in America's economy. And if you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself, what I believe is going to be a fire sale of assets here in America. I believe we're going to be walking into very inflationary times here. The cost of everything is going to continue to get more and more expensive. Real wages are going to continue to soften, and people are going to be forced to sell assets. Homes, second homes, watches, cars, boats, you name it. These assets are going to start to come in for sale for a lot of people, because what we're walking into is a society where there's the have-nots, which is going to be most people, and then the have-yachts, which are going to be those that have cash, credit, stable income, they're prepared. Those people are going to be able to go out there and start pouncing on opportunity. So if you want to be one of those people, maybe you have credit issues, we'd love to help you. If you have any late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, any issue at all in your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com, click the link in the description just below this video, schedule a free strategy session for Monday. Take a look at this. So this is absolutely crazy. So remember the labor shortage? Migrants are helping to fix this, right? But look at this. Tyson Foods, last year, they partnered with a company called Protex. This is on their website. So TysonFoods.com, you can see the URL. And so Tyson Foods, one of the world's largest food companies, has reached an agreement for a two-fold investment with Protex, the leading global insect ingredient company. The strategic investment will support the growth of emerging insect ingredients, their industry, and expand the use of insect ingredient solutions to create a more efficient, sustainable proteins for lipids for use in global food system. The agreement combines Tyson Foods' grand scale, experience, and network with Protex technology and market leadership to meet current market demand and scale production of insect ingredients. Now, what's going to start to happen here in America is we're going to start seeing a lot of bugs and insects being put into the food supply. And the reason for this will be sustainability, whatever the word that we want to use for the day is. And then what we're going to start to see here is we're going to start seeing more and more of this. So in locations, for example, in Peru, it's very common for people to eat, guinea pigs. In places like Venezuela, people will eat, rats. In places like South Korea, they would eat dogs, and they would eat, they just worked on a ban for that. But, dogs. And in different countries, there's different delicacies and different items in which they would eat. But now in New York City, what's happening is many of these migrants they are capturing rats and they are cooking them and eating them on the streets. I mean, this got 1.2 million views. 1.2 million views. And so this is really popular now. Now, what's going to happen is millions of people are going to continue to see this on social media. They're going to walk by this in the streets. This is going to become normal very soon. As it becomes normalized, people are going to start to adopt it. And that's what's going to start to happen here. In Venezuela, as I mentioned, eating dead rats raw in Venezuela's Hunger Games as economic crisis threatens vast migrant exodus. Now, what they put here, this came out yesterday. So last night, 7:12 p.m., study shows pythons could provide sustainable meat for food insecurity. Then we start looking here. So reports in Venezuela that starving people in the country, that beneficiaries of those groceries of Bolivian socialism, are now breaking into the zoos and butchering the animals in order to be able to eat them. We've seen this before, and of course, when the Parisians did that, they actually had the excuse the Germans had been besieging the city for 99 days. Right? The Venezuelan equivalent stems from nothing but ghastly, silly, and incompetent economic policy, but then such is Bolivian socialism. Right? So what we're going to start to see here, though, is something very fascinating. This is Time Magazine, Time.com. We'll show you right here. You can see the URL. Time.com. They said they're healthy, they're sustainable, so why don't we eat more bugs? Now, when you look at the bugs situation, and then you look at Tyson Foods, what they are doing, put two and two together. Then you start looking at this. BBC, it says why eating insects could help fight climate. Time Magazine, insect farming isn't going to, right? Then CBS, they say could be a game changer to fight climate, right? How adding bugs to food system. This is going to be the future. So when you see this 5 reasons why eating insects can reduce climate, this is on every single, almost every single mainstream article. Forbes, eating insects could cut the environmental impact by 80%. And so when you see all this, and then we have, all of these videos starting to circulate, this is what's going to start to happen, whether people like it or not like it. What I believe how this is all going to kind of move forward is like this. So when you look at what does the future of food look like in the next 6 years, and what they say here is, plant-based, is going to become the new norm. Then they even say, for example, if you don't put the date in and you just put in what does the future of food look like, they'll say lab-grown meat, edible insects, seaweed, right? So this is what's going to happen. They say this right here, high protein insects. And so when you start to look at this, then you start to look at what's actually going on in American cities. It's very fascinating how this whole thing connects, because what I believe is going to happen is I believe, the stories that we see, for example, the $18 Big Macs, all these expensive fast food meals, for example, $24, burger and fries and a small Coke, all of this is going to push people to demand a more affordable solution. And what is that more affordable solution going to look like? The more affordable solution is going to look like this. And I'm going to show you all the cities that are already enacting this, that have already signed on. So our diets are not just hurting our health, but also the ecosystem that supports human life. Food is among the largest drivers of global environmental change contributing to climate, biodiversity loss, fresh water use, interference with global nitrogen and phosphorus cycles, and land system change. Research shows that without substantial changes, that greenhouse gas from the food sector will increase 38% over the next 26 years. The food in the climate crisis causing droughts, floods, and desertification, reducing the ability to feed everyone on the planet, right? And so this is what the plan is for the next 6 years. Aligning the food procurement to the planetary health diet, supporting an overall increase in healthy plant-based food consumption in our cities by shifting away from unsustainable, reducing food loss by 50%. How do you reduce food loss? You increase prices to the point to where there is no food loss, right? Prices continue to climb up, and people aren't going to be able to afford to waste that food. Most people will not be able to. And then within 2 years, endorsing the seller, working with residents, businesses, public institutions, and organizations, right? And so you start to see all this, and then you look at the cities in which are here. So it's basically like a lot of the big cities here in America, even Miami, right? So you have all these different cities, places in Texas, all over the country, and all over the world. And so when you see this, you say, okay, well, how is this all going to work out? What's going to happen here? So they also go on to say here on this website, which is AmericanProgress.org, that they need to create more access to affordable food production and distribution, address the impacts of climate, and improve market competition to ensure long-term food sustainability for all. So what I believe is going to happen is I believe we are going to start to see people starting to eat, like this, more and more and more. This is going to become normalized. Then we're going to start to see more celebrities getting behind, eating bugs and, trying to bring forward more of a sustainable type of insect diet. That's what they're going to say. And then it's going to start moving into planetary. And then we're going to start seeing, mass adoption. That's what I believe is going to happen. Like you look at the Impossible Foods, you look at all this stuff. This is what's going to happen. But do I think that the really wealthy, and when I say really wealthy, $1 million net worth, $500,000 net worth, you think these people at that caliber are going to be eating, that? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think what they're going to be able to do is they're going to be able to spend the extra money. I think that we're going to see Big Macs and these meals go to $50, and that's not a good meal, by the way. But we're going to start seeing going out to a nice restaurant. Maybe 3 years ago that would have been for one maybe $50. I think it's going to go $200, right? $300 for one. Like, I think the prices are going to continue to get radical if you want to eat certain types of food. And so what I'm saying is, the next couple of years is going to be extremely important. If you care about what you eat and you want to eat very, very particularly on the types of food that you want to consume, make sure you have the budget to support that. Realize that most people are not going to. And food prices, as they continue to rise and everything continues to get more expensive, it's going to be an opportunity for people to buy assets. You buy assets, put yourself in a stronger position if you're not in one right now, and then you'll be able to kind of pivot and move away from all the insanity. Because I think that a lot of people are going to think that this is, think about how crazy this would have been 2 years ago. If someone had told you, or 3 years ago, that yeah, this is what's going to happen in New York City, and this is what's going to be happening here in America, you would have said, there's no way, no way, no way. Well, this is what's happening. Imagine 5 years ago, someone said, oh yeah, they're going to hire 52,000 workers. You'd be like, nope, that's not going to happen. Here we are. Welcome to the new normal. Drop below, let's have a conversation about this. And if you'd like to fix your credit to position yourself for the greatest wealth transfer in American history, if you have credit issues, we'd love to help you. If you have late payments, medical bills, charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossessions, any issue on your credit report, go to GreatCreditFast.com. Click the link in the description just below this video. Schedule a free study session for Monday. Catch you next video.